Good morning, everybody. My name is Vincent Meza. This is Listings to Leads, and this is our class about Facebook and Google Ads. Just to get warmed up here, you should really think about these two websites as which they, in terms of like how much traffic they get. Google is the number one website in the country. It's the website where 86% of all people go if they have a question. So if you have a question about what kind of car you should buy, or you've got a question about your pet's health, or if you want what homes are being sold near you, or how do you sell your home, or tax implications, all kinds of questions are asked on Google. Number one website in the country. Number two website is YouTube, but it's not great for capturing leads, but a great place to capture leads is Facebook. It's the number three website in the country. And also what's interesting about Facebook is American adults, not teenagers, spend about 40 minutes every day scrolling through that webpage. Okay. We'll go look at it, but I want you to just think of those things first, because what we're going to talk about is how you can leverage these high traffic sites to capture either buyer or seller leads. So before I dive into that, I want to talk about some new technology that we have, and that in a way to make you able to take advantage of it. So what we're looking at here is on Instagram, and you may not know this, but over here in our accounts, we have a social content page. And when you come here the first time, there will be a button that will ask you to connect to your social media accounts. Okay. You can see here, we've got a few of our accounts connected, but you can use a green button to connect yours. Then it's going to ask you the schedule we're posting every day. And then it's going to ask you the topics. This is something, if you're not using it, absolutely everybody should be using this. Okay. And let's see here. This page always takes a long time to open because it has all kinds of articles and stuff like that. There's about 50 different topics underneath this page, and they are conversationally written. We chose the photographs in-house so that they're just things that people want to look at. They're not deep industry reads. They're not super technical. You get home design, you get home maintenance, fun stuff, crafts, even some meme stuff there, right? So you can choose the ones that you like, but the ones that I hope all of you turn on are these right here, which is PDF guides for sellers and PDF guides for buyers. So if you've asked us to post 5 days a week, we're going to rotate these PDF guides along with the other topics that you have, and we're going to put them on your social media. And right here, we have a client that's doing that. Okay. And she's wondering, how do you download this? Because there's really not that functionality on these. But what we auto post, so what we're looking at here is automated social content. It was one of these PDF guides going out to her social media accounts for free. So this is not a paid ad. And it says, hey, download this, right? Here's a great guide. Here's a free guide. See link in bio to download this free guide, right? It's written right here. And so she doesn't have to touch this. She doesn't have to write this. We're just doing it. But she did miss a step, and I want to make sure you're all taking advantage of this. One, I want to make sure you're turning this on, right? Turning on all these guides so that throughout the year they go out. And by the way, when they go out and when you go to download it, it's got a landing page. So we're going to capture leads for free. We're not paying for ads yet, but you need to be using link in bio. It's right here. And LinkedIn bio looks like this. This is Scott's here. We'll view it. This is mobile optimized. So Instagram is a phone-based app. You can see that this is all wired for phone. And then you see these PDF guides, right? Which is what the original post was about. So you can customize this. This will have your latest links, which are coming from the social area. It's going to have all your listings. So this is, if you're going to be talking about properties on Instagram or on TikTok, you absolutely have to use our link in bio, because now your client reviews can be here. You can schedule a call here. All your listings are here, and all the PDF guides that you might be talking about. And so you want to make sure that you are using this. And let's look here. It says PDF guides. Now, you want to make sure if we click edit, we've only got 4, like I only have 4, but you could just turn them all on so that if they're all going out, just like these boxes right here, this means these are the ones that I'm using in my LinkedIn bio, right? You want to make sure that you've got these all clicked so that you're using them, so that as they get auto posted, you're doing that. If you're not using our auto posting, you want to do it manually, then you can just set this up manually. But if you don't know, you should probably be looking at the PDF guide section over here to look at all the PDF guides that are there. You are branded on every page, your picture, your contact information, your office logo, and color scheme. They're all on every page of every one of these guides. So it's really smart to have us automatically put them on your social media accounts. But you want to make sure you've got LinkedIn bio on your profile. So let's click on Arena and see what her homepage. Yeah, right here. So now she has her LinkedIn bio right here. And when I click on it, let's go. Yeah, this is her page. And here are her guides that we were talking about, right? She's even got some listings in there. And if you want to click on the listing, we're taking you to the single property website. And so this is all happening because she put in a LinkedIn bio and Instagram profile. Let's see. Also worth noting, this is where you can download free guide. And that's how this whole thing started. So if I click on read article, it's taking me to a landing page that I have to fill out before I can download this report. Okay. So this is a free part of our platform. It is connected. It's really useful for Instagram. And you definitely want to make sure you're giving people the opportunity to get to that link in bio, right? So that you can get to the lead capture that's being designed automatically for you. So that's a little bit of a sideways entrance into the story of Facebook and Google, but it's important because Instagram is still a valuable platform. It's also a really great way to connect with people and build networks. A lot of people use it. They like to follow you because of the photos you're doing. Maybe you're doing kind of cultural restaurant stuff. And so you can just build a good following. But in order to leverage that network, you really want to turn on some of our automation and put in our LinkedIn bio so that you get people to, even if you're doing a walkthrough on a phone or you're sharing a photograph on Instagram, you can always say, hey, get more information by clicking my LinkedIn bio on my profile. And then people can gather that. Because I see so many agents putting stuff on Instagram, but there's no real way to capture a lead. So it's a big hurdle that LinkedIn bio can help you. So let's get into the account and let's talk about ads. First of all, the ads is on the left-hand side. It's the fourth thing there. You can see a little green bean. And when you come here the first time, it's not going to look like my page. It's going to have one big blue button that's going to say connect to Facebook. So here I've got a lot of old ads and we've tested some things here, but you're going to come here. It's going to say connect to Facebook. And then it's going to show these two buttons, create a Facebook ad and create a Google ad. Okay. And you can, just as we click here, you can create listing ads. You can create landing page ads. You can create PDF guide ads. And you can also create custom ads. I don't really recommend you trying to do a custom ad unless you really know what you're doing on Facebook. If you're really an advanced ad person, because the beauty of our software is we actually have Facebook's ad software built into this page. So if you've ever run an ad on Facebook, you might know there might be like 10 or 12 different things you need to click in order to have a successful ad. In our system, you just decide, hey, do I want to do a landing page, a PDF guide, or let's just do a list. and let's do a listing for a property that's for sale. We're going to always leave it on lead ads because that means I'm going to get leads with name, email, and phone number pre-populated from the profile. So people are typing in that information. This is probably the very best way to get leads with phone numbers anywhere on the internet. Okay. Explain a moment what I'm trying to say, what I mean by that. But right now, we chose a property that's for sale. It's pre-written, what you're looking at on the right. If you notice, it's sponsored by the best listing. That's our business page, but yours, because the first step was connect your social media accounts, and connect your Facebook account. It's going to be reflecting saying sponsored by your business page. So all you have to do, really, we're already pulling the city where it is. It says it's in Sarasota. We know that in the details. So we're pulling that there. All you have to do is click publish. And that's going to create a 7-day ad. And it's going to charge $35 on your credit card on your Facebook business page. Now, I want to just make it clear, there are a lot of great companies out there that give you this kind of easy ad running. And many of them charge a pretty substantial fee to run every ad. If not, they charge maybe 30% of your ad spend. When you're using listings to leads, if it says $35, that $35 is going to Facebook. We're not taking any percentage of that. We're grateful you're using our software to help build your business. You might want to click over here on the right where the minor description is, and you can't really get a whole lot here because that's just how Facebook is, right? You got a limited number of characters, but you might want to add something that you don't see here. It might be something like great schools, or maybe if like great high school or something like that. You can name it and say, hey, it's in this school district or whatever. Maybe you've got an awesome new kitchen, or maybe you've got something really unique that's not showing up on that text. That text is what's going to show up on the system, on the app. So let's go over and look at Facebook real quick and talk a little bit about where this goes. Oh, Lord. Okay. So this is the news season. And here is where this is what keeps people for 40 minutes every day is they just scroll through here and they see what their friends are doing and they see what they're eating or something. That's typical stuff, right? It's just people are adding information. And what you want to do, and what happens is your ads, and usually I see one here, your ads are right here, right? They're right here, right in the middle of that page, right? Your ad's going to look like this. And the thing is, people are scrolling for 40 minutes a day on that page, looking at all kinds of wacky stuff. And you're offering that, hey, we got a home for sale, or we have an open house, or we can give you your free home value, or you can find out more information about new construction in your area. All kinds of ads that you can run. And so there might be the chance that somebody who's looking at this is thinking about one of those topics. And that's what makes Facebook so awesome. Has everybody here run an ad on Facebook? If you could give me a yes or no in the chat panel, I appreciate it. And also, if you've run an ad, have you been successful? I think I talked to a lot of agents. I would say that maybe half of the agents and our pool of clients are, I think, a little advanced. But I would say half of all real estate agents have actually tried to run an ad. I don't think half of all real estates have been successful at it. And that's because when you're doing it inside of Facebook, it's a mess, it's complicated, and you can make mistakes easy. Here, you really can't make many mistakes. If you're trying to get buyers, this is the absolute fastest way to get buyers with name, email, and phone. Okay. Now I want to go back here. Let's go look here too. Look at this PDF guide. Remember we were looking at the LinkedIn bio. And I just want to bring something up. So here I can download this, right? So download it for you guys. When you bring anybody on the internet to an online page like this, and you start asking them a bunch of questions, you don't really get great results because you might get fake information, but people just don't want to give away their information, right? I'm sure you're presented with online forums throughout the day. and you're not going to fill those out. And it's the same case for everybody else. But I want to point out that when you're running it out on Facebook, when they click on it, this little window pops up. Let's see it. It's like a chat of a buddy of mine. There's a little window pops up on the right and it says, hey, would you like this information? And there's only one answer. It's yes, submit information. And their name and email and phone number is sitting right in this box. And they did not type it in. Facebook pulled it off of their Facebook profile. And we all need an accurate phone number and email just in case we get locked out of that account. And so that's why I'm telling you, when you compare this form and you want to lead with a phone number and to a Facebook ad, you're going to outperform on Facebook all day long. That's just how it is. Okay. That's worth noting when you're trying to capture leads. Doug is run Facebook ads. Doug, what do you feel like in terms of your success? Do you think that was a good experience or what we're trying to get there? We'll wait for that answer a little bit. So that's how you run an ad on Facebook. And to get buyers, open house ads and just listed are great for getting that. Whenever we're running a property ad, we put a default $35 there. And I want you to understand that Facebook and Google both do something that's called pay per click advertising. Okay. PPC for short. And that means every time somebody clicks on the ad and they give you their contact information, Facebook is going to charge you for that lead. On average, a buyer lead in the United States costs $3 each. Okay. If we know that it's $3 each and I got $35 here, I might want to, I don't know, just do the math. It's going to be 11 leads. It's going to be about 11 leads, maybe 10, maybe 12. Okay. And that's what you would expect in a 7-day period by running an ad. Now, I do talk to people. Sometimes they're selling homes and those homes are their typical home for the area. And then every once in a while, an agent will call me super excited because they got some multi-million-dollar listing and it's on an exclusive part of town. I remember I had a conversation with a lady who was selling an awesome $2 million home north of Washington, D.C. And I said, okay, do you do a lot of should know this is like a real outlier for me. You might want to increase your radius. You might want to tell more people about this. And if you really want to make people aware that you work with those kinds of properties, you might want to increase your budget so more people see this. When you run it out and you know that I mentioned that buyer leads cost about $3 each, you can assume you're probably going to get about 33 leads for a $100 ad. But one thing that you may not know is many more people see the ad than respond to the ad. Right. So like here, we've got 2 leads, about 600 people saw this. Now this is a test account. So this is really not indicative of how it works. So let me jump out of this demo account and let me show you a live account so that we really understand what eyeballs or impressions. And I think I got to answer that question. Let's go there and look at that real quick while we log in. Yeah. So Doug was saying he didn't do great. Right. Doug, do you remember what kind of ads you were running? What you were trying to achieve? Were you marketing a home for sale or were you trying to get home value? So this is an account. It's a unique account for an expansion team in the Carolinas, California. And all they do is run ads through our system. There's so many tools that we have that they just flat out ignore. They have these agents that they're recruiting and they need to give them listing or they need to give them leads. And they're just focused on buyer leads. So we're going to go over to their ad station. We're waiting for that to cook. And what I want to show you is these are actual ads. Okay. Mine are test out from my account. But notice here that they spent $100. Their cost per lead is $4.55. So this is what it looks like in your account. But 2,000 people saw this. Okay, this is one ad. Almost 2,200 people saw this. They got charged $4.17 a lead instead of $4.55. And over here, they're getting charged $7.26 a lead. Cost CPL is short for cost per lead. Now, if I go through, we can look at some older stuff, but it's important. What I'm trying to get to here is that, yes, you're going to capture leads. That's really our goal. We're going to make it pretty easy. But while you're capturing leads on Facebook, you're also building your brand. People are going to keep seeing this. And so that was really an extension of the conversation where I think, hey, if you have a $35 ad, X number of people are going to see it. If you have a $100 ad, 3 times as many people are going to see it. So here we can see they're running $100 ads, 3,100 people, 2,200 people read, 2,400, 3,700, right? And the cost per lead is never the same. When I tell you it's an average, why is this lead at $11, right? Why is this lead $3.57? There's an average. This piece of 48 leads at $1.76. What in the world's going on there? I really don't know why it's that cheap, but it's just worth noting that it's always a big number. It's not like a fixed number. Homes for sale, and I used L to L better results. Okay, homes for sale. So you were marketing a home that was for sale. Okay, and you got better results with us. So we're just really talking about how to create landing page ads or listing ads. So let's go over here. Let's see if they've got anything that is sold. Okay, this is sold. We're going to do it the same way. We'll ignore this because this is an office account. And now we're marketing a home. So let's say that you had a home that was just listed. You could run an ad and it's just listed. $35 ad, maybe get 11 leads. You could flip and add the open house to it, and you can run another ad on it. But you definitely should be running ads on homes when they're sold if you want more listing leads. Because what it's saying is, hey, that affects your home value, and click here to get your free home value. That's what's happening. To make this work a little bit better, if you're running sold ads, there's a couple things you can do. You can add some data points, right? Sold 10K above asking. If you sold it quickly, right? A contract in 7 days, right? I know things sit on the market longer, but if you have data points like this, good. And if you have 7 multiple offers, 7 buyers still looking, these things are going to make these ads work a little bit. Okay. People are going to have the reason. If you're selling it fast, you're selling it above asking. Everybody wants this to be a painless process and certainly get the top dollar. And that's what you're putting in there. So they might respond better to. There is, however, we won't get into it. There's a hurdle that I want to explain, but I won't explain it here. But when we're trying to run ads for sold properties, there's an extra step you can take, but I'm going to show you later where it's trying to take it out. Again, you can use Facebook to run ads on all the statuses of your homes. The early statuses are designed to get buyer, and the later statuses are designed to get seller. I do want to point this out, and let's not forget, this is an unusual account. We started this last October, not October, just a couple months ago, but about a year and 12 months, a year and 2 months, sorry. And all they do is run $100 ads on their properties in North and South Carolina. And they run around 520s. They spent just over $50,000 in 14 months. They have 15,000 buyer leads, but also very important, their business pages have been seen on Facebook 3.3 million times. Now, this is the only expansion team account that we have. So these are impressive. To boil it down to you as an agent, we have clients who run multiple ads every week as just single agents, right? And sometimes it's on their open houses, sometimes it's just sold, sometimes it's something just listed, sometimes it's a borrowed listing, and sometimes it's like a PDF guide or a landing page or something like that. And so those agents who are running a couple of ads every week, their target audience kind of sees them all the time. And we've had clients say, God, we just get phone calls now because they know we're the realtor, because we always run ads. And if you're obviously to run an ad, it requires a budget. And you have to manage that. But to build your brand and to let people know that you exist, this is probably, if you weigh it dollar per dollar, running ads on Facebook is way better for your brand than building a website. A website, who is going to find it? Are you competing on Google? Are you, if I type in homes for sale in your town and I sit in your town, or is your website even going to show up on page 1 or page 10 Google? Because if it's anywhere beyond page 3, it's pretty much not getting found. Whereas when you're running an ad for $35 or $50 or $100 or whatever, lots of people are going to see it and you're going to be able to capture some lead. We also have this concept here of a landing page ads. Do that last. Let's talk about a PDF guide. We were talking about it earlier. And there are 80 PDF guides, right? 40 for buyers and 40 for sellers. If you go to the PDF guide tab over here, you'll find that there's all kinds of ways to work it. But right here, we're in the ad section. And let's do an ad. Let's do divorce and real estate. Who here knows? And so we're going to do, is this oh yeah, we just added this. I forgot about this. So is this ad for an agent? So this is an office account. And you might say, hey, I want to run ads and send the leads to the agent. Maybe they're in some kind of special marketing program that we have, which I literally just set up an office, which has that kind of deal. I need to tell them about this. Because they can say, yeah, we're going to run this ad. And in here, it says for this agent and all these office names. And that's because this is an expansion team. Normally, all the agent names would be here. And so we're going to say, we're going to do a lead out. So we get an email, phone number, and we're going to send it to that agent. We'll send leads, create ad. Okay. So let's just do that and see what it looks like. And here, because there isn't a city related, you do have to type in your favorite city. Concord is a little town right next to me. But you can't get tighter than a 15-mile radius. So let's go look at Concord real quick and let's talk about what that's going to be. I want you to think about that, this radius, because this is one of the things that makes fully not effective on Facebook. Can't quite target the way you used to. Let me back down on this map. And what we're looking at right here, you see all these towns right here? This little white area in the center of this map is Concord. It's a nice town, medium-sized homes. They're not too expensive. They're not super cheap. Good area. But if you run it out on Facebook, you're going to shoot a 15-mile radius. That means that all these people are going to be looking at stuff. Now, in this case, for this, it's not actually talking about anything in Concord. So you could do that and anybody would see that. You would just know that, oh, people outside of my town are going to see that. No problem. Right. Now we have a $50 ad here because this is for seller leads and Facebook charges more for seller lead. Remember I told you buyer lead costs about $3 and I showed you in this count there, you can pay as high as $7. But when you start running ads for listing leads, Facebook knows they're more important to you, so they charge you more. When you're running out, usually the cost for a listing lead on any PDF guide for homeowners is $10 each. So if I'm running a $50 ad, I might expect 5 leads, right? And you'll know by looking at your ads, like what's going on with what you're getting charged, because it says CPL, cost per lead, is this. So you'll know that's where your money is going. Okay. Lots of topics there that you can choose from. I would definitely spend some time in the PDF guide section. There's lots of ways to market. Some are free, and some are ad driven. So there's going to be money behind it, budget behind it. You can also run landing page ads. And one of the most popular landing pages is our free home value. Okay. And if I click create an ad, and let's just do that. It's a really simple kind of thing. What is your home worth now? Recent homes that values have changed. Click here to get your this kind of ad has been run forever. I'm going to focus on Concord and then discuss a little bit of why this is not going to work. Nothing in here talks to me about Concord. Okay. There's no Concord mentioned here, or there's nothing in here that makes me think about Concord. That's a problem, because if I'm looking at your ad, it's not resonating for me as a homeowner in Concord, because there's nothing in there that's talking about it. They don't even know that you typed in Concord in the location. They're just seeing an ad, and there's just nothing relevant about that. A lot of agents want to do that because they see that we have, let me go over here to the landing page. When you sign up in our system, we automatically give you 3 ads: free home values, which is the one we were just doing. Even though the picture is weird. New construction. And let me click on this one. This is really, because it really throws me off. Let's look at this. Yeah. So it really should be sorry, I got distracted there. There's something odd about that. Let's jump back. This is a actual live client's account, and I'm afraid I'm going to make a mistake. Let's go back to my little demo account. We'll go through that one more time. Those home value landing pages are default. They're sitting in your account. And a lot of agents are like, yeah, more listings. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to run an ad on Facebook on my generic webpage for free home values. And they don't get any good results, and they don't know why. And that's what we're going to focus on right now, is how do we get good results from Facebook when we're trying to get listing leads. Now, the PDF guides that I was mentioning, those are bulletproof, those work. But if you're trying to run an ad on a landing page, and the free home value is the one that's kind of default, so let's leave it there. Create an ad, lead ad. Lead ad means we're getting those leads pre-populated with name, email, and phone number. And that's what it looks like. And that usually doesn't work. It works for some people, but it doesn't work for a lot. And that's really disappointing, right? But I want leads out of Concord, so I'm going to type that up there, and I'm going to click boom. This might not be working. I hear this fairly often in the mastermind group, because nobody really takes this class that I'm doing, and they don't learn what is going to Facebook. So let me show you the right way of how to tackle an area of our market. First, you go to your landing page section. And in the tab on the left, it says landing page. You can have unlimited landing pages. Okay. You click this green button that says create landing page, and you want to create the property valuation plus landing page. Notice there's all kinds of templated landing pages you can create, but we're just going to talk about getting the home value. And we would type in the name Concord, right? If that's what we're after, right? Obviously, you probably have 4 or 5 or more different farm markets. You should literally be creating this page for every one of them. And then create landing page. Now, I'm not going to do that because I think somewhere I have one I created. There's just so much junk in here. But let's go back to ads. That's how you create it. I will say this: when you create a custom landing page, it's going to look like this. It's going to have this generic kind of, what do you call it? Picture, or a coffee cup, right? And we're going to drop you on the editor. And the editor looks like this box over here, this column on the left. So we want to make sure that you are uploading an image that's going to make me think of Concord or every town you're working on. And I'll show you that. I'll show you the one that I think I have. I think Concord. Yeah. Now, Scott's always in here messing around, so he's always creating all these goofy things, and so clogged up. But this is the one that I created for Concord, and Concord's a cool little town with this really beautiful park in the middle and all these restaurants. So everybody in Concord knows this park. And that's really what you want to have, is you want to make sure that you're showing on your ad something that resonates with the local market, so that they all know, oh, you know my area. To drive down a little bit harder on that one, I'm going to tell you this story, which I tell everybody. I set up the office accounts, team accounts around the country, right? And when I do that, I give this call to teach the agents how to use our system. And when I set up Coldwell Baker in Summit, New Jersey, the owner called me and said, "Hey, you know what? We're getting all kinds. This is awesome. But the number one landing page ad for getting home values is the one with the Summit Diner in the background, right?" Now, Summit, New Jersey is a small town, 22,000 people. And this restaurant is like a converted railroad car kind of thing, right? And if you know this, and it's been there for, you can see inside, it's been there for years. If you know this place, Summit, New Jersey, and that's really what you're trying to establish is some trust that you actually know their area and that you're not just a random spam campaign that nobody wants to give you their information for. Right? Oh, look at that. They got Christmas decoration. So that's what you're trying to achieve when you create a landing page. You don't want to put a McMansion on it, right? A new construction kind of thing. You want to put something that is resonating with everybody in the community so they respond to this. So you create that landing page, then you go over to ads. And that's after you created it, now you can create an ad on it. A lot of agents, if you notice when I click the create an ad button, there were a lot of templates. A lot of agents want to create custom buyer landing pages for classes. They might be doing a first time home buyer class with one of their lender partners. And that's a great way of creating a landing page. Do it custom, put the background picture in it, even put a video in it if you want. So here, we're going to continue down and try to get those home value leads from Facebook. And I have right here a Concord page. We were just looking at it. Now I'm going to leave it on lead ads. And we're going to go a little bit deep here. This is, what is your homework now? Recent home sales. And I would say recent Concord in the ad, right? Home sales have affected your home value. You might even say 40 homes sold this year, right? If you have any data points to make this a little less generic and make it poignant, right? Now, $50 ad some days. If I type in Concord here, you might remember that I'm going to be running an ad and all these people all over the place are going to see this ad, but I'm really just trying to target Concord. It's the big problem with Facebook and home value ads. You're trying to target these people and Facebook's not going to allow you to do that. Years ago, like 5 years ago, you could literally in here in Facebook say, I want only homeowners who own a home at Target in Concord to see this, right? Then it was so powerful. You were getting such high quality leads. But now, because HUD strangled them, you cannot target the way that you used to target. No, that's too wide. It's actually something like that. How do you work around that? Or how do you make this work again? The way you do it is you get a custom audience. Okay. Now, when we started the class, I said, hey, you're going to connect to Facebook and it's going to give you this button and this button. When you try to go to Google, it's going to tell you, hey, you need to sign up. It's an additional $30 a month to use this all worth it, but that's what it is. And then it's going to say that you see this green bar here. It says sync. This is because we're syncing with Facebook. So that the data points and all the details are coming in, but there will be a yellow box and it will say, click here to accept the custom audience terms. Okay. And that means that you will be able to create an audience right here. And you can call that Conquer Homeowner, right? So that you would know later that so you buy this list from somebody else. You buy it from Remind or Redx, or maybe your MLS allows you to download that, or maybe your title partner has it, but whatever it is, it needs to be 1,000 leads long. And it needs to be looking just like this. When it says use this format, this means if this spreadsheet does not look exactly like this without extra data in it, it's not going to work. Okay. So you upload it here, you import it, and it's going to be imported into your Facebook account. And even if you stop working with us, it's going to live in your Facebook account and you'll be able to use it for years. If you're going to be in the real estate industry and you want listing in that, in your business, you're going to be in this industry for more than 2 years. You want to find those lists and you want to get them in an Excel spreadsheet. You want to use this as the format and you want to upload it right here so that when you run an ad, and I'm going to go run an ad on Concord again. Here, it's already chosen. Create ad. Instead of typing in Concord here, I can now check this box that says retarget current leads. And I don't have a list for Concord, but it would look like this. Instead of LJL custom audience, it would say Concord homeowners, right? And then you don't need to put the town up here. You're just targeting the people on that list. You might also, if you've been in the industry a while and you bought leads from all kinds of companies like Zillow or whoever, you might have thousands in your CRM. You could export those out of your CRM and upload them as a custom audience and continue to run ads in front of those people as well. Converting leads usually takes a few touches. And if you capture a lead somewhere, you know that they're in ship real estate at some point. Targeting them through Facebook is a great way to do it. When it comes to Facebook, we've talked about how to do, how to market a home that's for sale, how to do it that's sold, how to do a landing page, how to do a PDF guide. There are other landing pages. You could actually go here and say, hey, I want to do new construction. And you can even customize the new construction page, right? But lots of ways of getting buyers and sellers from Facebook. But I do want to point out that the number one website in the world and in the United States is Google. Okay. And that's because people come here asking questions all the time. Like, how do I sell my home? You might want to look at that. You might want to do some relevant searches that you think people are doing on Google and find out who's there, right? Who is paying for that space? And are you anywhere near page one? Or are other big companies dominating the first few pages? To be that these are sponsored ads, how do you get there? You come here and you say, hey, I want to do a landing page ad and I want to do Concord because I'm doing it on Facebook. I want to dominate this area. This might be your core area, farm area. So now you can just type in the city and it's a little bit nicer than Facebook. You can actually really target. Now, if you click here, view link, you don't have to click here. If I'm just going to click here, what's going on? We're driving into this page. And we've got a $50 a day budget. So let's say timeout a moment. Those other ads on Facebook were $35 a week, right? And for listing leads, they were $50 a week. Now we're saying $50 a day. Why in the world are we doing that? Right. We're only doing a 7-day ad, $50 a day. So you have an exposure of $350. But based on Google, as I mentioned, is the number one website in the world and in the United States. So what does that actually have to do with you and your lead? They charge more per lead than Facebook does, right? Because Facebook is, say, our leads are not the highest quality, not like Google. Because when you went to Google, somebody actually had a question. They typed in a question and you are answering it. And that's a much higher quality lead. Now, I don't want to dive in here to confuse you, but under advanced options, you will notice that we have all kinds of keywords that we put in here automatically for you so that you don't have to do this yourself. Also reading all kinds of headlines and a description, which is required by Google. If you had to go in Google and do this yourself, I honestly don't think you could. I've done it. It's not easy. I live and breathe ads. So I have some understanding of what the heck is going on. And frankly, it's not easy. It's not good. I don't recommend it. I recommend you use our software because you don't ever have to see anything like that. You just choose your landing page or your PDF guide and you click publish. Now, again, back to this $50 a day in Dallas, Texas. And I only know this because we have not had this software forever. We don't have the ability to analyze all the leads being run, but we do know from just talking to people that a seller lead from a landing page ad like this costs $30 each in Dallas, Texas. In Western Pennsylvania, a lead from an app like this is about $22. And I know somewhere in the I think Utah, I think it's like $17 a lead. I even heard somebody say $10 a lead for solar, which is awesome. Not too bad, especially coming from Google. The thing to note with both Facebook and Google is it's like an auction based ad. So if you're running an ad that a lot of people are looking for, like homes for sale in Miami, a lot of people are paying for that. I was actually talking to a realtor up in the Vancouver, Canada, and he said, yeah, the biggest teams in Canada, because those homes are all pricey. It's like the biggest teams in Canada are all spending a ton of money on Google, and they are just dominating market, and they're paying so much that a lead like this, instead of $30 in Dallas, cost about $150, often $200, $300 per lead. Okay. That's a lot of money. I was surprised. He was like, yeah, I'm a single agent and I can't compete. So I'm using listings to leads to compete to get more business until I have enough budget so that I can start competing on Google. It's the number one website. It is the most expensive lead. Okay. I don't actually recommend coming to Google to try to get buyer leads, because if you want buyer leads, as I mentioned earlier, Facebook is just a slam dunk and they're cheap, $3 or whatever, right? But when we're looking at listing leads, running home valuation ads, or running a PDF guide ad, let's go do that. I totally recommend it. Okay. And so you could do buyer guides or seller guides, right? Let's remember too, that just to tie things back to the beginning, when we first started, I was talking about Instagram and we are auto posting these guides, but the only people seeing those are people following your networks, right? And you may not have like thousands of people following. So how do you get this in front of all kinds of people? You can say, hey, I'll tell you what's probably relevant in your market is 5 dangers of overpricing. So if I click this and I type in Concord, which I would want to do because that's one of my target markets, when people are doing, oh, sorry, when people are doing searches, those keywords that we're automatically putting in there are becoming relevant. And I publish this, and that's going to create a page, and it's going to drive them to a landing page they fill out. Then they can download it for free. You don't have to do anything. So when we're thinking of buyers, I really highly recommend Facebook. When you're thinking of sellers, you can use Facebook, but remember when you're doing landing page ads, you got to do an extra hurdle of from audience. And over here, you give it the ability to do an IDX ad, and that means another big question on Google is homes for sale near me, right? For sale. Yeah. So this is just one of the big searches, right? Who is here, right? In your market, who is here? Obviously, you're going to imagine Zillow's there and stuff like that. But if you have a typical real estate website, they usually are branded, there's usually information, and they usually don't capture leads. They don't convert traffic to a lead anywhere. People find it, they can just search wherever, you're never going to know. But if you do have a website that can take that, and after a few clicks, force you to register, you might want to use Google IDX. I don't really recommend it because I know Facebook gets buyer leads so fast, but you might really be in love with your website. You want more traffic there. You think there's some value to that. You can do that right here by creating an IDX set. It just asks you to type in the name of the town and type in an ad and paste in a link to your property search page. We also have the ability to do a custom ad on Google. I do not recommend that at all. I would say half of a percent of our clientele really know what's going on behind Google. You don't want to mess with custom stuff unless you really know. We have 80 PDF guides. You have unlimited landing pages that you can create. I would be sticking with those. Okay. Any questions about what we've talked about today? talk about a few things, talk about Instagram. We talk about Facebook and Google. We talk about how to get buyer leads and how to get seller leads. I do want to let everybody know that we have an awesome YouTube channel. This call is being recorded and it will be on this channel right here. And one of the classes that I think are really important to be paying attention to is how to get listings, top tools for more listings. I go through Get Started, which is always useful if you don't really think you're using the whole platform. Facebook and Google Ads we're doing today. But every time we record these, we throw them up there. You probably should get on our top tools to get more listings. And a lot, you'll hear a little bit of a repetition because Google is very important for getting listings. Even Facebook is important. So you might learn a little bit from checking those out. I don't see any questions. So thanks everybody. Oh, one last point. You might recall that I have said that both Facebook and Google, they price these things by like an auction, right? So if you have a lot of people running ads, you're going to have a lot of competition and your cost of leads are going to go up. But last week here in the US was a big holiday where everybody loves turkey and mashed potatoes. And that right there is usually like when the window closes for a lot of realtors who just go and take a nap and wake up in the spring for the market to come back. And that's an awesome time for you to be running ads because you will notice that the competition has walked away and your cost per lead can drop significantly, like 50%. We've even seen years where the cost of leads dropped 90% as compared to the rest of the year. And that's because realtors like you they're not online. They're just not even working. They're watching football. So it's a good time to build up that database in a low cost way. And if you're not used to this practicing or you're not spending a lot of money, you're welcome back. Yeah. Definitely take advantage of Facebook and Google in these holiday periods, all through winter, because real estate agents they're taking it out. They're out to lunch. This is a good time for you to really get in there. If you have questions, we have a terrific support team. Please lean on them. And thanks for joining me today. This class is recorded. It will be in the mastermind group. And check it out there and check out our other calls. Thanks, everybody. Take care and enjoy the holidays.